Welcome to From the Mind to the Self. In this podcast, we will explore the inner world in a simple, deep, and practical way. 5 minutes dedicated to you. We will speak about the mind, emotions, the body, energy, and awareness, not to fill ourselves with more information, but to learn how to live with more presence, more freedom, and more love. The journey we will take together is also an introduction to the rebirth method, a path to observe old patterns, reconnect with our most authentic self, and be reborn into a new quality of life. Breathe, and let us begin. The mind and mental maps. We do not live only reality itself, but the way we interpret it. Episode 1 of the podcast, From the Mind to the Self. Today we begin with the foundation, the mind. The mind is a wonderful instrument. It helps us think, remember, choose, imagine, and protect ourselves. Without the mind, we could not organize our lives, learn, build relationships, or make plans. But there is something very important to understand. The mind does not see reality in a neutral way. The mind interprets. Each of us lives with an inner map. This map is made of experiences, upbringing, memories, emotions, wounds, beliefs, and meanings. It is like an inner navigation system that tells us, this is safe, this is dangerous, this person loves me, this situation threatens me, I cannot. The point is that this map is not always the truth. It is the way we learn to find our direction in the world. It is our truth. If as a child I learned that I had to be perfect in order to be loved, as an adult I may feel anxious every time I make a mistake. If I learned that asking for help was a sign of weakness, I may do everything alone, even when I am tired. If I lived experiences in which I did not feel seen, I may interpret even a brief silence as rejection. These are mental maps. They are not faults. They are learned programs. From a scientific point of view, the brain uses past experiences to interpret the present. It does not simply record what happens. It is constantly trying to predict, classify, and give meaning. This serves survival. If something hurt us in the past, the brain will tend to recognize similar signals in order to protect us. The problem begins when we continue to use old maps in new situations. Then we are not reacting only to the present. We are reacting to the past that the present has awakened. Let us take a very simple example. You send a message to someone and do not receive a reply. The real fact is only one. That person has not replied yet, but the mind can tell many stories. If your map says, I am not important, you may think, they are ignoring me. If your map says, people can be busy, you may think, they will reply later. Same fact. Two completely different inner experiences. That is why, in the rebirth method, the first step is not to change everything immediately. The first step is to observe. Observe the map. Observe the subjective filter of the objective external stimulus. Observe the story the mind is building. Begin to recognize a pattern. Here is a small rebirth exercise. When you feel a strong reaction, pause and write 3 sentences. First sentence, the real fact is, for example, they have not replied to my message. Second sentence, the story my mind is telling is, for example, they do not care about me. Third sentence, another possibility could be, for example, maybe they are busy. Maybe they will reply later. Maybe this has nothing to do with my worth. This exercise seems simple, but it is very powerful. It helps you separate reality from interpretation. And when you separate reality from interpretation, you begin to create space. You begin to create freedom. Because we cannot always choose what happens, but we can learn to choose how we live it. And this is where the journey from the mind to the self begins. Love. Love, love.